the child who caught the moonlight in a jar long ago when the nights were darker and the stars seemed brighter. There lived a child named Liora in a little village surrounded by hills and silver streams. Every evening after supper, she would climb onto the roof of her home and stare at the moon. She loved the way it glowed like a lantern in the sky, soft and gentle, never too bright, never too dim. But Liora always wished she could hold a piece of that light in her hands to keep it close when the night felt too long. One evening, as the moon rose full and round, Liora whispered, "Moon, I wish I could keep your light in a jar, so it would never leave me in the dark." To her surprise, the moon shimmered and answered in a soft, silver voice, "If your heart is brave enough, little one, you may try." Leora's eyes widened. "But how?" The moon chuckled like wind across water. "You must climb the highest hill and wait with an open jar. If you are patient and kind, I may let you catch a piece of my light." The next night, Liora carried a glass jar her grandmother once used for honey. She climbed the highest hill, her breath quick and her feet tired, but her heart full of excitement. At the top, she opened the jar and held it high. The moon glowed above, watching. Hours passed. Crickets sang. Fireflies blinked around her. Finally, a soft beam of moonlight slid down like a ribbon, glowing brighter than all the stars. It curled into her jar and settled there, glowing gently as if it had always belonged. Liora gasped, "I caught it." The moon's voice drifted down, warm and proud. "Take care, child. Moonlight is not just for keeping, it is meant for sharing." Liora ran home, her jar glowing like a star in her hands. She placed it beside her bed, and for the first time, the night felt gentle and safe. But soon, the village noticed the glow spilling from her window. Neighbors gathered, curious. An old woman who often felt lonely asked, "Could I sit by your jar?" "The nights are so dark in my home." Liora hesitated, remembering the moon's words. She carried the jar to the woman's house, and as she set it down, the room filled with silver light. The woman's face softened to a smile, her wrinkles glowing as she whispered, "Bless you, child." The next night, a fisherman came. "My boat drifts too far without light. Could I borrow your jar?" Liora nodded and set the jar in his boat. On the water, it shone like a star, guiding him safely home. Then came the children of the village. "We're scared of the dark forest path," they said. Liora carried the jar ahead of them, and the woods seemed less frightening with moonlight at their side. Each night, Liora shared the jar, and each night the moonlight seemed to grow brighter instead of dimmer. Wherever it went, people felt comfort, courage, and peace. But one evening, clouds rolled in. The moon did not appear, and the jar's light began to fade. Liora worried. What if the moonlight leaves me forever? She climbed the hill once more, holding the jar tightly. The sky was thick with clouds, and she could not see the moon. But she whispered into the night, "I've shared your light just as you told me. Please, will you shine again?" The clouds shifted, and the moon peeked through, glowing brighter than ever. "Child," said the moon, "you have learned the secret. Moonlight grows only when it is shared. You caught me in your jar, yes, but more importantly, you set me free in the hearts of others." The jar refilled, brighter than before. From that night on, Liora became known as the Moonlight Keeper. Whenever fear or sorrow visited the village, she carried her glowing jar, and its light reminded everyone that even in the darkest night, kindness could bring comfort. And as for Liora, she no longer felt the night was too long or too dark, for she knew she carried not just moonlight in a jar, but also the joy of sharing it with others. Moral: true light shines brightest when it is shared. Just like moonlight, kindness grows stronger the more we give it away.